My journey to believing in a loving, caring God cannot be pinned down to one event alone. How could a loving God exist when so many people suffer? I've struggled with this question too, and I can't help thinking it's very easy for me to just point a finger and say, well, why doesn't God do something about it? But what am I actually prepared to do? What am I prepared to put up with in order to see a situation resolved? Jesus calls us to love one another as he's loved us. He was prepared to suffer and die so that I can go blameless in the sight of God. One event I can think of where I feel like God heard my thoughts and answered me right there and then. So I was walking past the church, and just as I was walking past, I remembered a time when I had been in church and I had been a place of worship and feeling God's presence. And then I thought that at that point that maybe that I'd like to go back to being that close to God and feeling his presence. But at the same time thinking, I'll never be good enough. And then just at that point someone cycled past and just shouted out, Jesus loves you. And I felt that that's what I needed to hear at that time, and I think that's God's way of speaking to me. I feel like there's been times when I've looked at creation and thought there has to be a God. One particular time I stood on a beach. It was middle of summer, the moon was full and really low over the water. There was phosphorescent plankton in the sea, which is kind of like glowworms glowing in the sea. And I was watching a boat coming in, and people, as they pushed the oars into the water, I could see the phosphorescent plankton just glowing. And it just struck me how amazing and beautiful the whole picture was right then. And I just thought there's got to be a God. And then at the same time I was conscious of just feeling completely separated from him and far away from him, and I wanted to change that. And then within a few seconds there was a cat brushing through my legs, and it was just the fact that it was so unlikely that I was stood right at the edge of the sea, a water's edge, and there was a cat brushing around my legs, and I just thought that that's God's way of speaking to me, saying, I haven't left you, I haven't forgotten you, and it's really not so possible to come back to me.